So if you guys ever want to throw down, I'm more than willing to come back up my boy Mickey Mouse. Is that what he's calling you, Mickey Mouse? Or even if
Yeah, motherfucker. We're gonna take it up a few notches right now. See if y'all can keep up. Wanna give a motherfucker sucker.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to episode 54 of the ScruffCast. I'm Dan.
And I'm John.
And we're back.
We're back. We had a 2-week hiatus.
Yeah. While John was
we
enjoying the Mexican heat.
Yes.
And the Mexican ladies.
It was hot as balls over there. Felt like 37 degrees Celsius, according to Google Weather. But while I was lounging in the pool, I was chatting up a guy from New England who was wearing a New England Patriots visor. An older gentleman, maybe in his 50s or 60s. No, definitely in his 60s.
He was wearing the visor, too.
He was wearing the visor.
Nice.
He had the all-white hair, the goatee, and his name was Stosh. Like
Stosh?
Like Josh with a S-T, like a Stosh. And some other guy came over and he's like, "Oh, I'm from Rhode Island or whatever, and I moved down to Raleigh, North Carolina." They're talking blah, 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 and they're like, "Oh, what was the temperature like when you were leaving, like from Canada?" So no, it wasn't too bad. It was like 15 degrees, and they're both like, "Oh, here we go with the Celsius." And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know how to convert it on the fly."
Sorry, it's only the rest of the world that deals with
everybody
it that way.
else, except you wacky ass Americans.
Yeah, it wasn't. Temperature was okay here. I think it just rained.
It was a little rainy from what I heard.
It just rained. But there was one nice day. What was that? Yesterday. You were here, so I guess it didn't even matter.
Yeah, which is, well, as listeners know, we record this on Monday.
Oh, yeah, so it's Sunday.
You may be able to hear the faint sound of fireworks in the distance here. You can hear a loud popping.
Just adds to the Victoria Day festivities.
Yes, we're recording this on Victoria Day from our studio, as we record all our episodes now.
In this cool studio. All
right. Well, we're back. Hope you didn't miss us too much. Maybe you did, because we got a hefty amount of emails this week. We have 3 listener emails.
We put out the call, and the call was answered.
Is this the record for amount of emails we've read on one episode?
I think we've done 3.
I think so.
We've never done 4.
Well, listeners, now you have the new bar. I know we have more than 4 listeners who've written in before on different occasions.
Yeah, we have.
We need you to all answer the call all at once.
Maybe Uncle Sheldon can send another email.
Well, so I've discussed with Uncle Sheldon, because he was away on this Mexican vacation with me.
Right.
He only listens to us when Howard Stern goes on vacation.
Oh,
so he catches up all at once.
Jesus. All right, well.
I like how he's just Uncle Sheldon. It's like the colloquial, he's everybody's uncle.
Yeah,
it's Uncle Sheldon.
Uncle Sheldon to everyone now.
Yeah. So when he hears this in about a month or whenever Howard Stern goes on vacation, I'm sure I'll write in.
And then maybe he'll
give some quip.
Yeah.
But
All right.
All right.
Okay, let's start with the question to ponder.
So 2 weeks ago, the question to ponder, written in by a listener, was favorite or funniest memories of our moms? Because
since it was Mother's Day.
It was Mother's Day
last
in between.
week.
So Dan, would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I'll go first. Get it out of the way.
All right.
So my mom was the one who emailed this question in. And so I feel like she's kind of setting me up a little, testing me.
Yeah,
to see
like what memory are you going to pick?
Exactly. So now I'll say there's so many good memories and funny memories with my mom that it's hard to choose just one.
Yeah.
But like my favorite memory, it's not even a memory because it's like a thing that consistently happens with her. And she's probably going to get mad at me for saying this, but
hey,
she's like
ScruffCast@gmail.com.
But this is what makes her her. It's one of those things, right? So she's just insanely like dramatic. And it's not just like, if she like stubs her toe, it's like it's like not like that, but like, like it's like she's having a heart attack after stubbing a toe. It's kind of like that. But it's also like when telling stories. And like this isn't something that we notice. It's like my mom's like friend's husband has noticed, and he just rips on her all the time for it too, right? She'll be telling a story, but it's like you're gonna get every detail. She's like the Stephen King of storytelling,
Yeah.
It's like you can get what the temperature was outside. You're gonna get, like everything.
The day before I stopped at the market and bought zucchinis.
Exactly. And so, like, I don't know. It's like we always just like, Mom, just get to the point of the story. We always just like do that. But it's funny though. I like it. That's what makes her her, and that's what makes, I don't know. That's what I like. That's what I love about my mom.
It's
just one of the many things, obviously, Mom.
It sounds like she would have a good side gig in reading audiobooks.
Well, yeah. She's a good reader, too, so... Unlike her son.
All right, so... Mine, I don't know if it's, my favorite or one of the funniest, but it was one that came to mind. I would say it's a quirky memory. So... When I was a kid, maybe, I don't know, 10, 12, my sister's 5 years younger than me, so she was about 5 or 7 or whatever. I remember one night we were arguing over the TV remote, right? And, I was like, I want to watch this, I want to watch that. My sister probably want to watch Teletubbies or some stupid thing or whatever, and I was like, no way, I got to watch Dragon Ball Z, right? But, of course, my mom, who was, it was her TV and her remote's like, no way, we're watching Survivor. Something like that.
Oh.
Right?
Okay. Funny enough, my mom's also a Survivor junkie. Like, to this day, she still watches it.
The same way we say, like, what is it with dads in generic action movies? What is it with moms in Survivor?
Survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, they're on, like, season 30, and they're, like, pulling out all these, like, weird gimmicks now, and it's like, Survivor, big versus small. We put all the big guys on one team.
What's funny, though, is, like, when I was still living at home, like, because it was on, like, every Wednesday, right? So I'd, like, come upstairs, and she'd be watching it. And I would ask her, be like, so, like, what's so different about this one? You know what I mean? What's the big deal about this?
Yeah.
And she'd be like, oh, yeah, no, it's this. Like, they actually are coming up with, like, still new ideas somehow.
Dude, it gets...
Like, for Survivor, I'm like, it's pretty impressive. I don't know how
it gets a lot of views. Otherwise, that would have been canceled
I thought by now it just would have been, like...
Yeah. Because I wonder what the budget's like on that show, right? They're hosting all these crews and putting them up in hotels on the island, right, to film everybody and stuff.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I guess they shoot it quick. It's only like a month or whatever.
That's true, too. It's like 30 days on the island for it.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yes, sorry.
So, we're arguing over the TV remote. And, I don't know. We're just all trying to grab the remote, and the remote kind of goes flying. And as I'm telling the story, I know my mom knows exactly what story I'm talking about here. The remote went flying, hit my mom, like, in the cheek, right? Okay? You want to talk about being dramatic here. So then she, like, ran away, right? Like, as if we had, like, brutally, like, beaten her here. And then, keep in mind, like, 10 years old, right? 10 or 12, I don't remember exactly how old I was. And then my mom comes back, like, maybe, I don't know, 5 minutes later, and she has a giant bandage patch on her cheek, okay? And she had taken nail polish and put it on there to make it look like she was cut.
Oh,
right?
My
So,
God,
like, she was
so
bleeding
good.
to make us feel bad.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
That's so funny.
And, man, I don't even remember on how she revealed it to us that she was faking. But I remember she made us feel pretty shitty. Like,
God.
Fine, okay, you can watch Survivor.
You know what my parents did to us when we were kids? This is just like screwing with your kids again.
Yeah.
I don't know how often they did this. They say they only did it a few times. It probably happened a lot more. Is like they used to, when we were younger, like our bedtime was like 8:30, let's just say, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes what they do is like, if they just like wanted to relax for the evening, they'd like set the clocks forward. So at 7:30, the clock was 8:30. Like, oh, it's 8:30, it's time for bed. And we'd be like, but it's still light out. They're like, oh, I don't know, it's just time for bed. So we'd just go to bed, and that was it, right?
Yeah, you have no way of knowing.
Yeah. And I remember they also would tell us, like, there was one time. Oh, so there's two different things. So one time they told us that they were going to send us away to be priests and nuns. Just because, like, I don't know why. And we were like, what? No, we don't want to go. And then another time, I remember them telling us that we were poor. Like, yeah, we're poor. That's it. We're going to have to, like, live on the streets, and that's it. And I, like, started bursting out crying. Like, no, we're just kidding. We're not poor. Like,
because, like, as a kid, like, your parents are, like, your whole source of knowledge.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, your parents are like the superheroes. They know everything.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh, what about this? What about that? And your parents just always have answers for everything. Man, when you were saying the thing about the clocks. Oh, so when I was a kid, okay, my mom would, like, read me a bedtime story, whatever. And then they'd pull the old, like, cause, like, pick a book. And I used to pick this big-ass book, right, with all these, like, stories set in, like, the Hanna-Barbera universe, I think.
Oh, okay,
I have specific memories of this big red book. So I picked this big-ass book, right, so my mom would read, 1 page, 2 page, 3 pages, like, skip ahead 50 pages or whatever it is, blah, 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 the end. But then I started to get, too smart.
Older,
I was memorizing the books. So it's like, what? No, that's not how it works. You had to go to the other page. You're skipping the pages.
Oh, my God. When I was a kid, I had this book. It was the truck book.
Yeah.
And it literally just had like pictures of like every truck you can think of, like, you know, excavators, dump trucks, and it was like all, and just had like their names, fire truck. But I love this book, and my mom would be like, "Oh, okay, what book you want to read? The truck book." And after a while, she'd be like, "Okay, well, how about like you want to read this book instead?" I'd be like, "The truck book." Just demand the truck book. Great book.
Well, it's just the way kids are.
She gave it to Leo. Now
So
she
they-
found it and gave it to Leo. So
Oh, that's a nice passing of the
yeah,
torch.
yes, I'm gonna read it to him now. So I read it actually not that long ago. Still a great book. Still holds up to this day.
Still holds up.
Yeah,
The
still holds up.
storyline's still consistent.
Yeah, it's still good. Okay. Oh, dude, how's your fish doing? That tank looks nasty.
So, my beta fish Echo,
Yeah, I almost forgot we were doing this here.
he survived. So he lives in the studio here. He survived my trip away to Mexico. So I got a feeding block you can place in the tank for him to feed on while I was gone, and it worked. He nibbled away at it. He's alive.
Nice.
The tank is a little dirtier than normal because
You're away for a week.
I was away for the week, and I had replaced the water before I left. But I had bought a new pack of filter cartridges that go in the filter, right? So I was like, okay, got new filters. I took the old filter out, right?
Yeah.
Rinsed it, threw it out. Then I went to go open the new filters, and I'm like, son of a bitch, these new filters are too big.
Oh,
They
that
don't
sucks.
fit. So then there was no filter in there for the week. So
That's why.
yeah. So tomorrow
Cloudy.
I'll clean out the tank. So by the time the listeners listen to this, Echo will be, swimming his heart out over there. Although my fish
Swimming his best life.
swimming his best life. Although my fish does a strange thing where he just sort of like lays on the floor of the tank, like as if he's dead,
Yeah.
like all the time.
Suffers from severe depression.
Yeah, it's like, I feel you, Echo, but like, perk up a little, right? Like, come on.
Dude, living in the ScruffCast studio. Come on.
Yeah, it's pretty dope in here. I'm still hoping to get one of those Game of Thrones swords put on the wall. Be kind of dope.
That'd be cool.
Although I'm sure the price is shot up now that the series finale is.
Although I actually have an idea of something to put up on this wall.
Ooh, is it a surprise?
Yes. So I can't tell you what it is. It was
Right.
actually Anna's idea. It wasn't my idea.
Ooh, if
Yeah.
it's come from her, I know it's going to be a great idea.
Yeah,
'cause
it's pretty
she went
funny.
above and beyond. All
It's
right.
funny. It's funny.
All right, it's going to be like, John smells like poo.
no, it's not that.
Anna, how could you
That's
do
something I would come up with,
Yeah.
not her.
All right, so shall we move on to the listener emails?
Yes.
We got a bevy of them, if I want to pull out a nice $5 word. All right, which one shall we read first? All right, the latest one that came in.
Yeah, let's start
All right.
with that.
Question to ponder is the subject line. Hello, guys, and welcome back. You were missed last week. Thank you, listener. We missed the listeners as well.
Yes.
So, as I was the one to suggest the last show's question to ponder, I feel a certain responsibility to weigh in with my thoughts. My mother is gone now, but I shall always remember her loud laugh and her careful avoidance of left turns at intersections while she drove. But mostly, I will cherish the memory of her threatening to cut off Dan's big toe and put it in her pocket if he got too close to the television. Man, parents pull these tricks on kids, eh?
This is a real story. This happened. And I was sitting on a chair kind of close to the TV. I was kind of like... I was kind of like leaning over this chair, right? My leg was over. And so I was playing with like the TV stand. It had like a little door on it.
Yeah.
And so I was like playing with my foot, like kicking it back and forth. And she like so calmly just said to me, like, if you keep doing that, I'm gonna take your toe and like I'm gonna cut your toe off and put it in my pocket. Just like so calmly. And I was like, what?
It almost makes it scary.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Those were funny memories, and my favorite memory would have to be when I was heading to the hospital in labor to give birth to one of the ScruffCast members, Dan. not
Probably me, yeah.
Yeah. She looked at me and told me if she could do this for me, she would. She never ever told me she loved me, but in that moment, she pretty much said it all. She never ever told me she loved me. That sounds kind of
I think she meant in that moment.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming.
Otherwise, that's pretty tragic.
Yeah.
I can't deal with this on the ScruffCast. This is too much.
Yeah, I'll have to ask her about that. Give her a hug, maybe.
Yeah, maybe your nice memory you gave before will cheer her up. You can lend her back the truck book.
Yeah,
She
maybe
needs
she
it.
needs a good read, you know?
Next time you go over for dinner. Looking forward to what others have to say. Really looking forward to what you guys have to say about your moms. Cheers to another great show. Because it had 3 exclamation marks. Show!
All right.
All right.
Well, moving on along.
Well, thank you. Thank you, listener, whoever this is, for writing in.
I wonder who it was. Okay, I'll read the next one since it's short.
All right.
Hey, guys. That's the subject. Every time you guys talk about your studio, all I can picture is Bob McGowan sitting at the round table with his stupid sunglasses and his headphones on. Just a random thought. That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah, Bob McGowan doesn't have a beta fish, though.
Bob McGowan does not have a beta fish that we know of.
A loser.
This new segment, Florida Man, sounds like a great idea. Crazy shit seems to always happen there. That's true. And our Florida Man segment will be coming up shortly.
Yes.
So stay tuned.
After this commercial break.
Okay, so they have a topic. Yeah, we can talk about this now. So topic. Have you guys watched the Ted Bundy tapes on Netflix or the new movie with Zac Efron? You're a loyal listener.
So, I have watched some of the Ted Bundy tapes. I don't remember how many episodes there are. I think it's like a 6-episode, like, sort of mini-series documentary.
Yeah.
And I've watched, like, episodes like 2, 3, and 4 or something like that, because one time I went over to my mom. She was watching it, and she had already seen the first one. So I watched a few. On. And, yeah, it was interesting. I mean, it's a true story. It's, kind of spooky.
I watched the first episode, and then that was it. But I watched the movie just the other day, actually.
What did you think? I haven't watched the movie, but I heard it wasn't...
it was okay.
It was like weren't too good.
It was a little boring. Zac Efron was really good, though. And, like, it got to the point where you were, like, he had me, like, kind of sucked in, where I was like, man, this guy's a psycho. But I was, like, thinking him, not Ted Bundy, right? So,
yeah.
He did a good job. That being said, I'm also... I'm a fan of Zac Efron, so there should be a little bias there. He's holding it down for the little guys, do you get that feeling? We're like the same height, eh? Roughly?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're, too little, but like they wouldn't put us on the cover of GQ,
no,
despite my awesome physique.
No. So the guys like the Zac Efrons, the Tom Cruises of the world,
Yeah,
they're holding it down for the little guys.
Yeah, not all the leading men,
them.
They don't need to be like The Rock.
Yeah, look at Zac Efron. He's a handsome man. That didn't really have anything to do with his height, but that's also how I feel about it.
Fair enough. You know what? I'll put it out there. He's allowed to be the third mic on the ScruffCast anytime he wants.
Yeah, for sure.
Dare I say, if we already have a third mic scheduled, as Zac Efron calls us, boom, they're getting the boot.
Unless it's Adam Savage.
Yes.
Adam Savage is the only one who gets the...
Now, what if we had Adam Savage and Adam Sandler both vying for the third mic on the same week?
Oh, Jesus.
Then what would you choose?
Adam Sandler.
I have to pick him too. While I was away on vacation,
God,
my brother...
that'd be gold.
Yeah, while I was away on vacation, my brother watched Billy Madison on Netflix.
So good.
Yeah. Adam Sandler. He's also... He's got the honor anytime he wants.
Oh, the ScruffCast seal of approval.
You know how... people who... Like celebrities and people who are famous and got a lot of stuff going on. Much like us, but, just one step above.
Yeah.
They always say, like, oh, have your people contact my people.
Mm-hmm.
How do we find those people so we can contact them to get them on the show?
I don't know.
How does that work?
I don't know.
We need it.
How do we find them? We need the people to contact the people. Yeah, people.
Exactly.
But we don't even know where to find that person.
No. If any listeners out there have any sort of insight into this,
you know what? That's what
please let
Instagram's
us know.
for. Just send the DM, John.
Yeah, just slide in the DMs. You know what? I will say. So, Dan, you don't have an Instagram account.
No.
But any of the listeners who do can follow us at the ScruffCast. You can send us DMs. Maybe send us funny memes or dank memes, as they say. So I follow various pages that post the dank memes, and I was seeing in all the comments, right, in the comment section on all these posts. Slim Jim, right? And they're always, commenting on these various memes. And I was like, what the hell is this Slim Jim? I clicked on it. It's the verified brand, Slim Jim. They're like a meme account posting really? Slim Jim related memes.
Oh, that's funny.
And then they're commenting on these other things. And you know what? The marketing works because here I am talking about Slim Jim to our massive ScruffCast audience.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. How did we even get on this topic? We were talking about memes.
Yeah.
Oh, Zac Efron. He'd be on the podcast. So, yeah, to answer the listener's question, you watched the movie. You thought it was so-so?
Yeah.
I haven't, but I watched a couple of
the movie. You don't see him killing anybody in the movie.
Yeah, it's all
he hits someone in the head with a crowbar once. That's like all you see, really. But besides that, you don't see.
Because it's all from the perspective of his girlfriend, right? I believe. I think.
Not really.
No.
I don't know. It's more so just like his whole court trial and stuff like that. And what's kind of interesting though is like they almost did like a disaster artist type thing where they did like the side by side shots of like actual Ted Bundy and then like scenes they did in the movie.
Okay.
Like they did like side by side, and it was like really like it was really cool.
They
they nailed
a faithful
it, like,
recreation.
Yeah, the clothes he wore, everything was like pretty spot on. It was good.
The disaster artist you just mentioned is another movie. I'd give it the ScruffCast seal of approval. Bam.
Yeah.
Very good.
Also, The Room.
The Room, which is
What led to
what the
disaster
ScruffCast
artist.
or what the disaster artist was based on.
That's like just one of the funniest movies ever.
It's really just a masterpiece. I'd go as far to say as Tommy Wiseau would almost be one of the foremost guests.
Yeah.
Bump up the list. You know, we have the ScruffCast official ranking of like shittiest places ever. So there's like Buffalo and Quebec around there. I think they're the only two places on the list
So far.
We need like a similar like tier list for guests, right? Where it's like if this guest calls, they bump out any other guests.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll have to make like I don't know if any listeners out there have ever watched the show Top Gear, like their car show. Every episode they would have their professional driver do a race around the track, right, with whatever car, and then they take that time and they like slot it in to the like all-time ranking they have. It'd be something like that we'd have, right?
Yeah,
Each
that'd
week
be
we have a
cool.
new guest or whatever.
All-time guests.
All-time guest. We just need to find our people to call.
So
their
far, out
people.
of the two guests we've had, Anthony's at the top.
Well, he has been a guest
Kidding.
for 2 episodes. Kalen was a
Kalen's
guest for
been a-
one and a host
guest
for the
host,
other.
Yeah, for the other.
So he has technically only guested once.
True.
But that's neither here nor there. All right, shall we move on to the third listener email?
We shall.
We're about 22 minutes into the podcast so far.
Awesome.
All right. This is a nice beefy one. I really appreciate this one here.
Yeah, this is, dare I say, the best email we've ever received. We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. But I don't think you're wrong.
There's even like, this is structured beautifully. There's like bolded points and like everything.
Yeah, in a nice serifed font so I can easily read it on the phone.
All right. Everybody strap in because this is a long one.
Buckle up. Hold on to your butts. All right. The subject line is all caught up.
Hold on to your butts because here we go.
Oh, a
That
throwback
was
to the
actually
very first
very
episode of the
first episode
ScruffCast.
of the ScruffCast.
Subject line's all caught up. Dear Dan and João, that's me. With a nice little hyphen after
Did your
that.
dad write this email?
Hey, João. I'm running into the ScruffCast. How did I download it on my phone? Oh, the day I got my dad to listen. That's when we've really made it.
Yeah.
Eh?
He would just send us like movie requests. Great new Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Forget what it's called. Just search it up.
Have you seen this one? It's with you know the wrestler? What's his name? Steve Goldberg. The main guy.
I get to see him like emailing you questions, but just questions for you. Just like, hey John, when's the next season of Game of Thrones coming out?
It's like, Dad, it just ended.
Dad,
What?
you don't have to email the
That was-
ScruffCast for this.
That was the ending? Dude, I always get emails from him all the time. Or not emails, just
Text.
like messages.
Yeah.
Where he calls me. Like one time he called me at work. I can't even remember what it was. He was arguing with my uncle about something he called. I'm like at my desk, right? I'm thinking like, oh, what's going on? Oh, no. Okay. Here's an even better one. I was going out for dinner with my girlfriend, Taryn, right? Who's my only girlfriend. I'm just mentioning her name.
Right.
With my girlfriend, that specific one, Taryn, right? So, I just got out of the car. My dad sent me, or no, he called like 3 times or whatever, but I was driving. I didn't answer the phone. So I got out and I called him back. And I'm thinking like, oh man, like is something up? Because like he called 3 times. It's kind of strange.
It's got to be important. Whatever.
So,
it is.
I got out of the car, I'm walking to the restaurant. And then I call him back and he's like, hey, John, I have a question. I'm arguing with your uncle, this dummy here, okay? Which one had AIDS? Michael Johnson or Michael Jordan? Or who was it? It was like Michael Johnson, who's Magic Johnson.
Johnson.
Or Shaquille O'Neal, that's who it was. He's like, which one had AIDS? Michael Johnson or Shaquille O'Neal? And I'm like, oh, it was Magic Johnson. He had AIDS. Oh, okay. Well, why did he stop? Is that why he stopped playing? I was like, well, yeah, and he just kind of got old and retired. What about Shaquille O'Neal? And I'm like, well, he just stopped playing because he's old. He's like 40-something now. And he's like, oh, your uncle's 40-something. He still goes out and plays soccer every now and then. Like, well, like...
different level of compete.
Yeah. But it was just so funny. Like, dude, it's always questions like that. Like,
Oh my god!
But
He's, like, you're his Google.
I'm his Google. My
That's
dad,
it,
you know,
yeah.
he's not on the grid, right? You know, he just has a feature phone. But you know what? In some ways, it's like a simpler. It's simpler. It's better.
Yeah.
You don't have to deal with everything on the internet. But I'm pretty much his Google, right? He'll call me, and it's like with a fury. It's like, hey, oh, I'm talking to your uncle. Oh, this dummy over here. How old's Val Kilmer? Like stuff like that I just Google in 1 second, right?
Yeah, he's 50,
I'll look it up.
whatever.
Oh, he's 57 or whatever. Oh, okay. And then I hear like in the background, bye, 57. Okay, thanks, bye. Like,
that's so funny.
it is funny.
All right.
Back to the email.
Back to the email.
Dear Dan and Joao. Dear Dan and Joao, don't mind the work signature at the bottom of the email. Although if you want to check out the website for some very reasonably priced litigation services, tell him Chris sent you.
All right.
All right. Now we have our first set of people if we ever need litigation.
True. Official litigation service.
Official
ScruffCast.
litigation of the ScruffCast. All right. Finally, that was all in capitals, caught up on all the missed episodes, and I'm going to rapid fire some answers at you for all of the missed QTPs, question to ponders. You can choose whether or not to mention them. There are a lot. Chris,
Guess what?
we're going to mention every last one.
That's right.
All right. Some of these I don't even remember.
Yeah, this is the thing. Like, he took time. He listened to every single one, wrote down his answer for every single one.
Because-
backtracked, went back and like filled.
'Cause you know what?
Filled in the blanks.
You know he's keeping a note on his phone to write these.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, because like we can barely remember sometimes
The effort.
what the answer to the question was when I think about it earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Like I barely remember. All right.
Much appreciated.
Do you want me to just read the whole list? Do you want to alternate? What would you like to do?
Now you just bang it off.
All right.
If you like.
Boom. All right. Kill kid for world peace? Question mark. I don't remember this.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Chris says, kid be dead as hell, sacrificed to the gods for peace.
I agree with him. It was kill a kid. What was it? Kill one kid, or
I was kill one kid or like 10,000 innocent people die or something. I don't remember.
it was something like that. And I said kill the kid. Whatever.
Anyways, Chris would sacrifice the kids to the gods.
See, if we did our work, we would actually go back and like get the questions to ponder, so that would make sense here.
Oh, yeah. I hadn't even read this email until just moments ago.
We did not do that.
All right. Best/worst purchase. Best. Wireless headphones. Excellent choice. I think that was one of the same answers I had. Yeah. Worst. Silly putty or the sticky hand things that got insta-dirty the first use.
Yeah.
That's an excellent choice, especially because like you're a kid, you'd go to like Palladium, right? You cash in your tickets, you get one of these things. You're like, woohoo! You stick it on the wall, and then they instantly just peel off, and then they're just covered in grime,
Covered in dirt and crap. Yeah.
and not sticking a shit after that. Change your name to what and why? Honestly, don't have anything for this one. I like Chris. I like that he still wrote in the answer, even though he's just saying I have no answer.
Yeah.
$1 billion, but have to buy things starting with C. Cars, the movie. Cars, the vehicles, all of them. Chalet and Whistler.
See, this is like cheating.
Kind of, because
I'm pretty sure we talked about this during.
Because I had J, so I said Jamaican estate.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever. We'll let it slide because it's 4 weeks later.
Yeah. Chalet and Whistler. Cottage in Muskoka. And this last one I really appreciate. Croissants.
Love me a good croissant.
Back in time to an era. In brackets, he says, I asked this once before. Okay.
Oh, well, whatever.
Well, he still wrote in. I like how he's kind of putting us in our place a little, but still giving us a good answer.
He's still giving us the answer.
He said, the 1950s. Post-World War II American Dream-style 50s. I'd go work in a suite with a brimmed hat and briefcase and buy so much property when it still cost $12.
Yeah.
That's a good choice, because now
Great decision.
$12, you can't even go to the movies on Cheap Tuesday. Torture Song. He said, Photograph by Nickelback. And then he said, just kidding, Friday by Rebecca Black. Is she still around?
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure she's like not dead, like she's still around, but
Yeah, but
I don't really think like.
think
Did she turn that into a career? Like, did she get rich off that
she
song?
had like her own little reality show.
Really?
Yeah. So I think she did like fairly well, considering
I guess
what
so.
it was, right? All right.
All right. Movie made into a musical. Ooh, this is a great choice. Bad Boys 2.
That's interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. Childhood food item. My grandmother used to have door-to-door soda delivery. Shit was so fire, I can still taste the cream soda. It was amazing.
Which is crazy. Like I thought by that point they were done doing that. Because I remember like my dad telling me about that. Like when he was a kid, they did the day-to-day like pop delivery and stuff. I didn't think they did that like
that was the thing.
90s. Like my dad was a kid when they were doing that. I'm surprised they were still doing it even then, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, my parents' house they have a milk door.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah,
that I remember seeing.
Yeah, my dad's they used to do pop too.
I've never even heard of this. All right, which game or console forever Sandlot style? I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, we don't get that reference.
Sick reference, bro. Everybody knows your references are out of control.
Everyone knows your references are out of control.
Yeah,
I'm gonna watch that movie today. It's so funny.
For listeners out of the loop, we're referencing "This Is the End," which is
one of the funniest
fantastic
movies
movie.
ever. Yeah, it's that good.
Right. Chris's choice was Xbox 360 and Halo 3. I put in so many damn hours on that game. I could definitely play it forever. I'd have to agree.
In fairness, I never got to answer that question. That's the week I wasn't here.
Yeah, that's when Kalen hosted.
So I'm gonna give my answer now. So I'd go along kind of with what he's saying, but the original Xbox, Halo 2.
That's a good choice.
Probably there. Like if that like one game forever, maybe Halo 2. One system forever, it's probably Nintendo Switch.
Ooh.
I think it's that good. And Mario Odyssey is like right up there, my top favorite games ever. I'm not a big gamer, so like there's not much I have to choose from, but that's my favorite.
I can't say you're making a bad choice.
No.
All right. The 15-second do-over. Tell my dad I love him the last time we spoke. And then in brackets he says, ScruffCast tackles the tough topics, right?
We sure do, but...
You
don't have to make us cry.
That's a little heavy. All right, but the next answer... Oh, this is a fantastic answer.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Theme of a restaurant. It'd be called Reverse, but spelt like looking into a mirror, so it's really hipster. esreveR. Right? We'd open at brunch, but only serve dinner items, and then have all the breakfast food and brunch items for dinner, alongside bottomless mimosas. Damn, that's amazing.
That's a killer business model. Like
it is. I like that one, especially
you go to like Liberty Village.
Yeah.
Oh man, and the bottomless mimosas for dinner.
The bottomless mimosas. You show up with a plaid shirt. Your first mimosa's free.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
You have a curly mustache.
You'd be booming with business.
Free appetizer.
Ooh, I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Maybe the three of us can get together. Work this thing out.
This Chris guy, he's got all the right ideas.
He's not bad.
Best/funniest mom memory. So, he's caught up.
Yeah.
Shaving my mom's head when she was going through chemo was pretty hilarious. I did it to myself once, and we had some pretty good laughs.
That is good.
That is a good memory.
That's a good
memory.
It's really good.
Oh, we still have a couple paragraphs to go.
Yeah, we're just getting started here.
Chris gave us a beefy one. We're almost at a whole podcast just of emails.
Yeah.
Now that I'm all caught up, you guys have been doing well with the off-the-cuff stuff. Ooh, off-the-cuff stuff. I like that.
Nice,
it's got a nice little tag. I think as you do more, you'll find little segments you can do, like Jabroni of the Week, but based off someone you saw that week, or someone from a listener email, or even an article if it catches your eye. Also, I gotta say, I'm 1,000% on Dan's side with the Disney debate. So if you guys ever want to throw down, I'm more than willing to come back up my boy Mickey Mouse. Is that what he's calling you, Mickey Mouse? or even if you just want a guest other than that Irish guy who doesn't like McDonald's. Well, Chris, I gotta say, you're more than welcome to come guest on the podcast anytime.
Yeah, absolutely.
And if you guys ever decide you want a fact checker on the show, I'll throw my hat in the ring to be an off-screen research machine a la Jamie from the JRE, which is the Joe Rogan Experience. Joe Rogan podcast.
Okay.
Dude, I'd love that. If we could just podcast a couple times a week and do this full time.
Yeah.
We just have Chris as our fact checker.
Oh, what a great
Chris, pull that up. How old is Val Kilmer?
My dad's calling me during the podcast. How old's Val Kilmer, Chris?
I just forward the calls right to him.
Yeah.
And
Welcome to the ScruffCast. This is Chris. He's like, all right, can I speak to John? I have to screen the question first. What do you like to know? How old's Val Kilmer? He is 57. Okay, thanks. Hey, Pie, he's 57.
I gotta look up actually how old he is after this.
He's probably a little bit older than that.
Yeah. And he says, keep it up, boys. Looking forward to number 100. Or is it hashtag 100? Who knows?
Maybe that'll be the name.
Depends how hipstery Chris is.
Yeah.
P.S. Just wanted to point out that when you're talking about people you know / people who have been on the podcast and refer to them as your special friend / guest, it sounds like you're talking about a not-so-secret gay lover. Regards, your special friend / guest, Christopher. Although he didn't say special friend / guest at the end.
Threw that
I tossed that in there.
I liked it.
And then he has a nice work signature. We're not going to say where he works there, but...
As of April 1st, 2019, the Ontario government has updated all court filing fees.
Please follow the link below or email blah, blah, blah. Comprehensive list of these changes, yada, yada. So we have the first of our people for litigation services. Yeah. All right. Chris, that was an excellent email.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Almost takes us right to the end of the episode.
Oh, it almost does.
Dude, we burned 35 minutes. Guys, keep writing in. This is fantastic.
This is. You guys are doing all the work.
All right.
But
we got to speed this thing up then.
Believe it or not, we did actually have a couple ideas of our own.
Okay. So, first thing here, you have an update from last week.
Yes. So this kind of ties into one of the things from Chris's email. The question to ponder from last week was about the various themed restaurants, and I said I would have a space themed restaurant. You look out the window, look like planets. I looked it up. They're actually doing this at Epcot.
Does it have anything to do with the Star Wars world?
No.
Oh, no, I guess not.
I don't think so. No, this was just its own separate thing. But when I looked it up, I was like...
Epcot's fantastic. Great park.
I was like, damn, I've never been. But I was like, damn, they stole my idea.
I'm telling you, I think I said this before. If you went to Disney, you'd fall in love, man.
Now,
it's fantastic.
I'm not saying I hate Disney. The thing was, it was just that... I didn't think that everything they did was perfect, right? I was like, they've been slipping a little. But
okay.
We're not getting back into
how about that other jabroni who emailed in here, bashing it?
Hey, I can't speak for all the listeners. Some of them are
great. If I won the lottery, I'd send you two together. No, I'd go like individually with each one of you to show you the great things.
I see.
So if you went together, you'd be like, this place sucks. You guys are loving it. You guys are just like bitter old men. That's what you guys are.
I have no doubt that Disney World would be awesome.
It is.
Like, I'm not anti-Disney. I just, we're not getting back into it. But anyway.
No, we're not.
All right, would we like to go into the only real structured segment we have besides the question to ponder?
Let's do it.
All right, that takes us to this week's Florida Man of the Week. This segment that spawned off a salty email from Uncle Sheldon.
Right.
All right. This one comes from Tallahassee. A Florida man arrested after slapping girlfriend with cheeseburger. In Martin County, Florida, a Florida man is facing battery charges after slapping his girlfriend with a cheeseburger. Kyle Jones, 30, was arrested by the Martin County Sheriff's Office after his live-in girlfriend called deputies who said Jones abruptly woke her up by slapping her in the face with a cheeseburger. So this woman was sleeping, right? Just dreaming away her dreams. Boom!
Cheeseburger to the face.
Cheeseburger right to the cheek. A cheek burger, if you will. This is why I like the articles. I can squeak more puns in. The victim said the attack continued as Jones pulled her hair and kicked her down the stairs. That's a little grim.
Went a little too far. I should have just stopped with the cheeseburger.
If it's just with the cheeseburger, I'm sure the cops would be like...
Have a nice little chuckle at it and everything's okay.
Like, oh, what the hell? A pickle flying over here and there? But, you'd kind of get off, but... You go a little too far. They're taking you away.
Yeah.
When deputies arrived on the scene, the woman was still covered with remnants from the burger. Now, I wonder how much of the burger is
on her face
left on her, right? Like, it's just like ketchup and stuff. Or does she have like
it's like a dried up onion in her eye socket, like kind of right by her nose there?
Yeah, right. Or a little piece of ground beef.
Pickle on her forehead.
Pickle in the hair. Maybe the condiments are all getting in the hair. Jones admitted only to a verbal dispute, but refused to say anything about becoming physical with the victim. He was charged with battery and taken to the Martin County Jail. So, the reason I pulled this article was because it was almost two crimes in one. First, beating his girlfriend, obviously terrible. Second, destroying a perfectly good burger.
Yeah. Yeah, fair enough.
Like,
didn't even look at it that way, but...
Like, I wonder if he was eating the burger, right? And, maybe he's just got some anger issues. Clearly, if he was beating his girlfriend.
I think she was asleep. This is like... premeditated,
right?
Burger attack.
So he went to take a bite of the burger and he's like, God damn, no pickles again, or whatever it is, and he just loses his shit and he goes over and just starts beating her with the burger.
I tell you what, if he took her phone or her wallet, he'd be a burglar. Oh, dude, come on, that was good.
Hey, you got a good chuckle out of me.
All right, that was Florida Man of the Week.
I like it, just nice and snappy. Boom.
Yeah, we're gonna try to find quick and easy ones for Uncle Sheldon, and then we'll move on.
All right. I hope we satisfied your Florida man quota for the
That's
week.
right.
All right. Now, the only other real thing I have here is kind of related to when I went on vacation. So, you know when you go to these all-inclusive resorts, right? They have the a la carte restaurants on the resort. You know, you go and you get like a meal off the menu and everything.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of them have like dress codes, right? It'll be like, casual, which case you can wear your shorts, your flip-flops, sandals, whatever. Some of them are like formal or semi-formal, right? One of the restaurants at the resort I went to had a formal one, right?
Okay.
And, it says like, you got to wear pants, right? As opposed to shorts, right? You got to wear, closed-toed shoes, whatever. And then you go, and you see these jabronis sitting around in their shorts and their sandals. You're like, son of a bitch, why are you telling me I got to wear pants? Now I'm all uncomfortable. I'm like sweating my balls off over here because it's like 38 degrees outside. Why do you set the dress code if you're not going to enforce it? It sort of devalues
I got one
everything.
better. Why are you setting a dress code for an all-inclusive in Mexico? What was this? How many stars was this thing?
I don't
This
know.
hotel.
I didn't
Let's say
book the
4,
trip or anything.
4.5.
At least.
Get that garbage out of here, okay? Unless you're paying like $20,000 per person, there's people walking around in tuxedos, and I have a butler serving me the whole trip. I'll be damned
we did,
if I wear long pants to a restaurant.
We did have a butler.
Well then.
We didn't make use of his services at all for the week, though.
Oh, no.
No. But we had one. But I do kind of agree that I feel it's like unnecessary, right?
Yeah.
It's just to, class it up. But my little gripe was, why even have the thing? Because if you don't enforce it, then it just ruins it for everybody. Right?
Well, yeah.
Either you say, no, take your ugly ass toes and get out. Come back when you have some nice closed-toed shoes. I usually wear moccasins as my closed-toed shoes.
Which is like arguably worse than sandals.
Yeah, I wore them the whole weekend when we went away to New Brunswick, and I fit right in.
Yeah, definitely New Brunswick.
They're like, damn, look at the city boy with his moccasins.
Oh, look at those. Walmart, $19.99.
Was that the year the style was in?
No, they were $19.99.
Oh,
$20. Yeah. That's all.
Yeah. That was it as far as little notes I had here. Just
That's
a little
cool.
gripe with the dress code thing.
Yeah, that's good because actually there was one other thing I thought about talking about, but I think it's better we save it for next week.
Ooh, a little tease.
Yes, because we kind of want to get into, especially since Game of Thrones ended yesterday, because this is Monday, we want to talk about like season finales of shows or finales of like trilogies of movies or groupings of movies.
Yeah.
But in order to do that, I want you to watch Avengers Endgame.
Yes, I will watch it this week. That's my
And
ScruffCast homework.
To everybody else out there who hasn't seen it, watch it within this week, because next week we're giving away everything. Every single spoiler you can think of is coming out on this.
We will maybe segment it on its own at the end. We'll say, hey, if you haven't seen it, this is the cutoff point. Like from this point on, we're going in, because we'll talk about the question upon it and everything.
The movie's been out for a month.
It's been out for a month, but we'll give you a warning anyway. Or maybe
We'll give you a heads
we'll
up.
segment that as its own thing and upload it separately or something. We'll figure it out. But we will
We're
let you know.
talking about it, so
We're
watch it.
We're talking about it, but we'll
'Cause-
let you know. But if you haven't watched it, you're a jabroni at that point.
Yeah,
If you haven't watched it yet, you're not a jabroni, because
We
I
told you,
haven't.
you got a week.
But
Everybody's got computers. You don't have to go to a theater to watch it these days. You get it on your Android box. You get it on your computer. Watch the movie.
who cares if there's Chinese subtitles?
My review, 100%. 10 out of 10. 11 out of 10. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. It's that good.
Ooh,
Next week.
sounds like the rare Bueno Plus.
Oh, it's
I believe
Bueno.
we've given out
Plus.
Bueno Plus once or twice before. I remember one was Jackie Chan.
Well, if we were still doing it recently, the olive oil and the balsamic was getting the Bueno Plus.
It just squeaks
I'm
in
gonna
for
bring it
another,
back. Yeah,
another,
bring it
episode.
back.
All right. So if we're going to have some discussions on, good series finales and stuff like that, listeners, feel free to write in with your Endgame-related thoughts and questions. Maybe a mini spoiler cast type thing, if you will.
Yeah, and you know what? For anyone, too, for any TV show they liked or disliked the finale of, email us and let us know. There's a lot of, polarizing shows out there that people didn't like or did like Lost maybe, How I Met Your Mother, Dexter, Game of Thrones.
Write in and let us know. We'll We'll give the spoiler warnings as necessary.
That's right. Whatever gripes you had with shows or what you liked about shows, let us know.
Hey, maybe we haven't even seen some of them. We'll just air your gripes out for you, your grievances. Like Festivus
we
early.
wouldn't call this a question to ponder. We'll just call this a discussion topic for next
Yes,
week.
because we do actually have a question to ponder.
We do, which
next week, cap it
is...
off.
John.
All right, the question
To ponder
is, in my notes, which I'm opening right now. Question to ponder. If you could become proficient in one skill from the past that's not really in use much anymore, what would you choose?
It's a tough question, but...
Because so many skills, but that would all be useless.
Yeah.
Or not much use anymore.
All right.
What would you choose? I've already got my answer locked and loaded.
I do too. So we'll hear them next week. All right. So this is a fun one. I enjoyed this.
Yeah, the listeners really came through.
Carried us right through this episode.
Yeah.
We appreciate all those emails.
The less work we're doing, usually the better the end product is.
The better the end product is. The more work you guys do, the better this show is.
I've always thought the ScruffCast is like AA, right? What you put in, you get out.
Oh. That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. All right. Okay. That is the end of episode 54. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll catch you next week.
As I'm watching her go, all I'm thinking is, oh damn that bad thing. I can tell you're really good at distracting.
From